Their mission is to help Michigan small businesses by promoting entrepreneurship, leveraging buying power, and engaging in political advocacy. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Vice President of Communications for the Small Business Association of Michigan, Michael Rogers. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
And so what exactly do you guys do? How do you help small businesses?
We work hard every hour of every day to make sure that small businesses succeed. We help them overcome any barriers to success, whether they're legal, regulatory, economic, or social.
What are the biggest barriers? Are they, access to good qualified people, or are there bigger issues here in Michigan?
Well, certainly the surveying that we do twice a year a survey called our Small Business Barometer. And the last couple of years, it's increasingly identified a trend of small businesses having a really hard time getting good workers. It's probably not too surprising, but for small businesses, it's very tough for them to compete against big businesses to get the talent they need to be really successful.
So what exactly are they looking for? What would they like to see walking in the door applying for a job?
The biggest thing that we hear of from small businesses, and I can kind of report on this from the perspective of having owned a small business, is they really want to get people who can hit the ground running and help the business grow and succeed. It's not enough just to have the skills. They need people who are devoted to helping that business become successful and create jobs for even more people in the future.
And I would assume that is lacking here in the state. Is there something we should be doing better as an educational system or as organizations like yours to help prepare people to be better employees?
There's a lot of moving pieces to this challenge, certainly. Educational system, we need to continue to make sure that people are trained for the workforce of the future. Not only higher education, but also skilled trades. There's a significant shortage, for example, of welders across the state. From the employer standpoint, we encourage our members to invest more money in on-the-job training and make sure that they are willing to take good people who are willing to work hard and then invest in them and train them for the jobs of the future.
When the automotives were in the midst of their trouble and we heard about, Michigan needed to diversify, entrepreneurship was the wave of the future, it was sort of assumed that we were going to see all these new startups and new small businesses, and maybe we did for a little while, but it seems like that trend has really slowed down recently.
Well, it has, and in fact, it's more of a 30-year trend. It goes up and down depending on how the economy goes. When we were in the depths of the recession, 2007, 2008, a lot of people couldn't get jobs, so they started their own businesses. Mm-hmm. Now they're being hired back by big companies. But the longer-term trend concerns us. It's probably due to a lot of things: competition from big companies, competition from Amazon, online sales, and just the difficulties, the red tape and the government regulation that makes it harder to succeed as an entrepreneur.
Even though it's going to be difficult, if you have a good idea or you think you can do it, would now be a decent time to think about starting a small business in Michigan?
This is a great time to start a small business. Inflation's low, interest rates are extremely low. If you qualify for loans, there's lots of money out there for small businesses. If you've got the energy, the gumption, the ambition, it's a great time to take the leap and start a small business.
So you mentioned energy, gumption, ambition. Is that what it takes? What does it take to be a successful entrepreneur?
I think in addition to that, it takes just a fanatic devotion to hard work. You've got to really, really put in a lot of time and effort, because if you don't, the people with whom you compete are going to outwork you. And the only way you're going to put that amount of work into it is if you're really passionate about your idea. If you just live it and breathe it 24 hours a day, then you're going to be successful as an entrepreneur.
All right, great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
For more information on today's topic, you can visit SBAM.org. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Michael Rogers, the Vice President of Communications for the Small Business Association of Michigan.